You're lying in bed after a long day, finally drifting into sleep, when you feel it. A whisper of movement, a shift in the air, a faint vibration that crawls into your ear canal like a tiny motorcycle. Bzzz. Congratulations. You have just been marked. You don't know by what, you don't know from where, but something out there has selected you as its main course. And that something is a mosquito, the smallest assassin with the biggest ego. This is not a death story. This is a slow mental breakdown story. You feel a sharp, microscopic prick on your arm, barely there, like a raindrop with anger issues. Your brain is half asleep, so you ignore it, until 3 seconds later, the fire starts. A tiny itch, then a bigger itch, then an urge to scratch so powerful you start questioning every decision you've ever made in life. You flick on the light and see nothing. But she's there, somewhere, watching you like a 2mm ninja with wings made of guilt and disease. You sit up, scanning the room like a sleep-deprived security guard. Nothing. No movement, no shadow, no trace. But the itch grows. Your skin feels warm, irritated, offended, like it just got insulted in a language it doesn't understand. You slap your arm again for reassurance. Still nothing there. Meanwhile, she's floating somewhere above you, quiet, patient, calculating, the airborne equivalent of a pickpocket who moonlights as a chaos artist. She isn't in a rush. She likes to watch you crumble. One bite isn't enough, not for her. She enjoys the ritual. Bite, retreat, let you itch, drive you insane. Bite again. She's basically conducting a psychological experiment, and you are the volunteer who never signed the form, just when you start convincing yourself it's over. That maybe she's flown out of the window. You feel it. Another pin-sized jab, this time on your leg. A tiny announcement. Round 2 has begun. You slap instantly. You miss. Again. She escapes effortlessly, as if she trained for the Olympics of not getting hit. Mosquitoes can detect the heat of your skin, the chemicals in your sweat, the carbon dioxide in your breath, the exact spot where you're least prepared. She reads your body like a glowing map in the dark. You're here stumbling around with a slipper while she's operating with the precision of a microscopic drone. It's not a fair fight. It never was. You pull the blanket over yourself like it's sacred armor. You think you're safe. You think she can't reach you. But to her, the blanket is just a warm fabric sauna with a delicious human trapped inside. She hovers near your exposed shoulder, touching down gently. So gently that your nervous system reacts 3 seconds too late. You slap the wrong spot, hit your own chest, and now you're awake and annoyed with a mosquito who's still undefeated. Your skin begins to swell around the bites, turning bright, irritated, and warm. Your body releases histamines like it's trying to win an award for most dramatic response. Suddenly, the itch penetrates deeper. The burn intensifies. The urge to scratch becomes a full-body emergency. Your hand moves on instinct. Scratch. Regret. Scratch again. More regret. Congratulations. You've entered the itch spiral. There is no escape. You turn on the light again. You search the ceiling, the wall, behind the curtain. Nothing. It's like she evaporated, but she didn't. She's perched somewhere above eye level, perfectly still, blending into the shadows, waiting for your guard to drop. You stand there like a detective in your own bedroom mystery, and she's the suspect who always slips out the back door. As you sit back down, your brain starts generating imaginary itches. You scratch your elbow. Nothing there. You rub your neck. Still nothing. You slap your own leg. Definitely nothing. Your body is now playing 4D chess with itself while the mosquito watches, no doubt impressed with her own work. You lie back down with a sigh, accepting your fate, and close your eyes. Big mistake. She returns instantly. This time to your ankle, the softest, most sensitive spot with the worst itch-to-surface area ratio known to humanity. The bite is tiny. The itch is enormous. Your foot jerks involuntarily. You sit up like your bed is on fire. This mosquito isn't feeding anymore. She's haunting you. At this point, you're wondering, why does she want your blood? You're not special. You didn't do anything to her. But your body chemistry screams, "Come get this premium limited edition blend." And she heard it. She answered the call, repeatedly. Now you're angry. Now it's personal. You grab your slipper with renewed determination. You stand in the center of the room like a warrior preparing for battle. You listen. You wait. Your breathing slows. Your senses sharpen. And then, bzzz, you lunge. You miss. She flies past your head like a smug little blur of wings and audacity. She weighs almost nothing. She can change direction in a fraction of a second. Her wings beat so fast they sound like an electric whisper. Meanwhile, you're swinging with human-sized arms. Gravity, poor aim, sleep deprivation, increasing rage. She's winning 4-0 and you're barely staying awake. Eventually you crawl back into bed, not because you're safe, but because you're exhausted. The bites are now fully active. One on your arm, one on your leg, one on your ankle. One phantom bite you swear is real but scientifically isn't. You scratch each bump in rounds, like you're rotating through responsibilities you didn't ask for. Your skin is inflamed, your patience is gone, your night is ruined. After feeding herself into a small balloon, she quietly leaves. Not because she feels guilty, but because she has enough nutrients now to create hundreds of tiny descendants who will one day continue her legacy of chaos. Your blood is now part of her family tree. Think about that. You wake up to an itch on your wrist, then one on your knee, then one on your neck, which you're sure wasn't there last night. You look in the mirror. You look like a constellation chart someone scribbled in a hurry. Your sleep, ruined. Your mood, gone. Your will to live, under review. Mosquitoes don't kill you. They do something worse. They slowly drain your sleep, your calm, your sanity, your self-respect, your belief that you're in control of your life. They turn you into a scratching, sleepless, paranoid mess who punches the air at 3 a.m. Here's the fun part. If one mosquito tortured you all night, she probably didn't finish feeding, which means she's not done. She'll be back tonight, but not alone. She'll bring her newly hatched squad who all inherited your blood, a whole new generation ready to carry your DNA and your suffering forward. So sleep well, because round 2 is coming, and she flies faster when you're tired. And just when you think you've outsmarted her, buying coils, sprays, nets, and every expert-approved trick, she'll still find that 1 square centimeter of exposed skin you forgot existed. Because to her, you're not just a human. You're a walking buffet with optimism issues. So tonight, switch off the lights, pull up your blanket armor, and hope the tiny winged menace chooses another victim. But deep down, you already know the truth. She never forgets a flavor she likes. And unfortunately, she likes you. So if you hear that faint buzzing again, don't bother pretending you're safe. Some battles are too small to win, and some enemies are small enough to win every time.